explore today what those different levels of consciousness, how we can play in those different levels of consciousness with movement and get a little bit of a sense of those 7 chakras that are placed along, that we find along that central channel of the spine. Okay? And so hopefully you'll be able to hear me with a little bit of static that's happening. So I'm going to invite you, those of you who are able to come to standing, otherwise you can do this seated in a chair, and find some space between you and the person next to you. Okay? I think I need to stay over this. So if you wouldn't mind moving. So let yourself take up space, okay? Let your feet come nice and wide and spread out and claim your space. As women, sometimes we feel like, it's hard to give ourselves permission to take up space. But right here, this time together, we have permission to take up as much space as we need here. So spread out nice and wide. Beautiful. Okay, good. And see if you maybe even turn a circle so you know that this is your personal space. But our space is going to change. We're going to move around the room a little bit. Okay. And then you can bring your hands down by your side. Come to bring your feet about hip width apart now. And I just want to invite you to first feel your feet. Maybe close your eyes just for a moment so you can feel your feet connecting with the earth. That's where we begin. The first chakra is a vortex of energy that is located at the base of the spine, right at the tailbone, in the area of the perineum. And it is responsible for being grounded, feeling grounded, everything that connects you with being safe, being secure, your food, your shelter, your clothing, anything that has to do with just being alive, staying alive in the physical body. We have to start there, because if we don't have that, it's hard to move to explore higher levels of consciousness. So just being grounded, being connected with the earth. So every single chakra is connected with a different element. And your root chakra, right at the base of your spine, connects you with Mother Earth. So take a moment just to feel through your legs, through your feet, your connection with the earth, the sacred ground that we are all standing upon. And I invite you to activate this root chakra. Is called the Muladhara in Sanskrit. And Mula means root. So activate your root by taking the muscles of the pelvic floor and drawing them up toward the navel. So it's kind of like for women doing a Kegels exercise. Create that contraction, create that aliveness there. And then visualize a root system, like a tap root, going down from the base of your spine, down into the earth. Staying rooted, staying grounded. And if you want, you can also visualize roots going down the legs and connecting you to that great storehouse of life energy, or prana, that is Mother Earth. And we're going to begin with some slow, deep breaths here. You can let your eyes open with a soft gaze. And as you are rooted and connected to the earth, let the arms reach and rise. Spiral the arms open and reach into the sky. Reach through the right, reach through the left, and exhale, sweep them wide and down. Just taking a moment to let the breath and the body and the attention come together as one flow. Exhale, long, slow exhale. Breathing and moving together. On the next exhale, let your knees bend so we begin to activate the legs. The root chakra is connected with the legs and the feet. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can do this with us, with your arms moving. The legs, the feet, anything that connects you to earth. And on the next exhale, bring your hands to your thighs. We're just going to begin to pulse. your pulses can be as gentle as you need it to be. So you don't have to come into a deep squat. You don't want it. Be very subtle. And then from here, I invite you to take those pulses and begin to move around the space a little bit. Staying connected in your own way to the music. And let each step be a step of gratitude for the feet that have carried you for thousands and thousands of miles through the journey of your life. And if you're in a wheelchair, you can move around in your chair, connecting through your chair to the earth as well. Let each step be a way of thanking the earth for all the ways that she has supported you and kept you safe, given you shelter, nourished you, fed you, kept you alive. Don't be afraid to take up some space and move around. Give yourself a moment to take grateful steps, mindful steps on the earth. To our ancestors, to all that has given us life. Our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and that whole long line of ancestors whose bodies are now part of the earth. And then finding a place again to come to standing, feet about hip-width apart, if it is available to you. You can either bring your hands just to face the earth, taking your own moment for your own prayer of gratitude for all the ways that you've been nourished by the earth. Or if it's available to fold over and let your hands come to the earth. Folding over the legs, letting the spine hang down. Or it's okay if you're in a chair to come halfway down, to sit in a chair and just fold over your legs. If you can place your hands on the earth, just take a moment for your own personal prayer of thanks. So this root chakra, connecting us to what roots us, what grounds us, what nourishes us and supports us, keeps us safe, keeps us alive. As you're ready, please slowly start to roll up. You can walk your hands up the legs if you need to. Vertebra, stacked on vertebra. Open the heart and drop the shoulders, coming back to standing in your mountain pose. Now bring your hands right to your low belly, to the area of the womb, between the navel and the pubic bone. This is your second chakra. The second chakra is known as the Svadhisthana, and it is connected with the element of water. The Svadhisthana is connected with the aspect of consciousness that has to do with sensuality and pleasure and sexuality as well. That's very much a part of human life. It's a part of all of us. So we have to acknowledge that and and honor that. As it's also connected with the hips, the reproductive system, the womb, and the hips and thighs and buttocks. So we're going to move here. I invite you to have your feet a little bit wider, about shoulder width apart. The toes can turn out a little bit. And because the second chakra is connected with the element of water, it has to do with being in the flow and opening to the element of the aspect of fluidity and grace in our lives. Think about how water flows gracefully around its obstacles, around rocks. So first bring your hands to your hips, and we're going to begin to circle the hips nice and slow and sensual and delicious. Let your shoulders be steady and just let it be a movement of the hips. You can start with small circles and then let them get bigger and bigger and bigger. Second chakra connects you with all that has to do with sensual pleasures in life, whether it be taste of chocolate, the fragrance of a rose, or the embrace of a lover. Sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, gracefulness, and flow. Where in your life do you need to invite more flow, more fluidity and gracefulness? Maybe you want to add the arms here. I don't know if any of you are belly dancers. I'm not, but if you are, you'll know what to do here. Otherwise, just play. And if you feel embarrassed to do this in front of other people, just close your eyes and you can't see. Just play with it. Add a little bit of sultry attitude, you know? Celebrate yourself as a sensual and sexual being. Yes. You got it, yeah. When you're ready, you can switch directions of the circles. Celebrate that aspect of yourself as you move and breathe and find fluidity and gracefulness and flow in your life. So we need to be grounded and rooted, but we also need to be fluid and graceful. We need to be safe and fed and sheltered, but we also need the sensual delights of life. And then coming back to center, let your feet come a little bit wider. We're going to come into a very beautiful and powerful pose in yoga known as the goddess pose. We'll start first with the five-pointed star. Your feet are about a leg length apart. Your arms are at shoulder height, fingers spread nice and wide, like you're embracing the world. Big embrace of everything, just opening to all that is. Like the mother goddess that holds everything. And on the exhale, bend your knees and bend your elbows. Those of you sitting in chairs can do this. Coming into the powerful pose that expresses our feminine energy, the goddess. And you can either come way down, bringing your thighs to parallel, or you can come into a partial goddess here. Just know that this is a pose, this pose actually activates the first chakra because your legs are strong here, and it also activates the second chakra because the hips are open. It's a pose where there's some vulnerability there, but there's power in that openness and vulnerability. Straighten the legs and expand again into your embracing the world pose. Big breath in, and then exhale back into your goddess, okay? Opening with those open hips and open heart. Powerful mother goddess. Inhale, star. Big breath in, exhale, goddess. Finding your power, your expression in the world, however you show up in the world. With breath, expanding star. Exhale, goddess. Embracing, opening to all that is. Exhaling, showing up in the world in your own unique and beautiful way. One more time. Open up. Exhale, come into goddess. Hold here in goddess. And we're going to take a quarter moon. So one hand comes in front of the navel, the other one comes over the head. Opening through the side body. Open up, stay in your goddess legs, and take the other side. Open up into embracing the world, straighten your legs. Exhale, goddess. Take another side in one direction, and then the other. One more round through that, opening and embracing. Exhale, goddess. And quarter moon. We're beginning to move up. Open up into your embracing pose and let your hands come down by your sides. Bring your feet to about shoulder width apart again, toes turn out slightly. We're going to begin to move up into the middle region of the torso, awakening the third chakra. Okay? It's important every day to move your spine in all the 6 beautiful ways that it can move. Twists, forward bends, back bends, and side bends. So we're going to do a little bit of that right now. That helps that prana, that life energy, flow more easily and openly through you, through that Shoshana. So we're going to begin with some twists. Empty coat sleeves. So make sure that you've got some space here so you're not going to whack your neighbor. We're going to just move the torso side to side. Let the arms flow. Come along with the momentum. So you're actually not using your arms. You're using your middle section, your torso, to move side to side. You can soften your knees and let the heels lift, and the opposite heel lifts, so that you don't torque your knee. And give yourself a little massage as you do this by letting the opposite forearm just tap the kidney on the other side. Maybe you want to give yourself a pat on the back. If you get enough momentum going, you can let one arm just swing over your shoulder because you deserve a pat on the back. Beautiful. So twisting. Your spine is an amazing miracle of nature's engineering, and we need to celebrate that by moving all the different ways that it wants to move. And then slowly letting the momentum bring you back towards stillness. Feel all the energy now that's moving through your arms, and that is in your midsection right now. That's prana. That's life energy. Bring your feet to hip-width apart one more time. And let the arms rise. Plant your feet into the earth once again, mountain pose. Let your arms rise. Interlace your fingers in a temple pose with that. Point your fingers to the sky. If you can, bring your arms to be in line with your upper arms in line with your ears. Root your tailbone down into the earth, so you're connecting through root chakra. Lift up through those pointer fingers, and then exhale in one direction, opening into a beautiful crescent moon. Inhale up to center. Exhale other side, pressing one hip out to the side of the room, keeping that upper shoulder rolled open. Spread, breathe some space, create some space between your ribs there. One more time, inhale up to center. Exhale to one side. A beautiful crescent moon. So these are the other two movements of the spine. Up to center, side bends. Inhale up to center, float the arms down. Once again, feel all that energy in the arms. Bring your hands to your thighs. Come into a gentle squat here. We'll just take some standing cat-cow movements, which is basically a pelvic tilt back, bringing the heart forward, the shoulders back, lifting the head, and exhale. Squeeze the navel in toward the spine, chin toward the chest, and round the shoulders forward. So we're coming into a concave and convex movement of the spine, flexion and extension. Beautiful undulations of the spine, forward and back. Cat-cow. Inhale into your cow tilt. Tilt the tail back, spread the heart. Exhale, contract, draw the navel in and chin to chest. Squeeze out all the breath. So keep moving like that. A few more undulations. Celebrating the spine and its flexion and extension ability. Forward bend, back bend. Always moving with breath, bringing the breath and the movement and the attention into one flow. And releasing the hands, let them reach and rise, bring the palms come together, and exhale. Draw the hands down the center line of the body, and bring palm over palm, right to your solar plexus. This is your third chakra, the Manipura, which means lustrous jewel. And it's like this shining ball of light, right in the center of your belly. So the solar plexus is below the heart and above the navel. And if you touch into that there, you can feel it's kind of a tender area. But what's interesting is even though it's kind of tender there, it is a power center. The third chakra is all about your personal power. It's the aspect of your being that's responsible for you showing up in the world and living on purpose with a sense of power, with a sense of commitment, with a sense of just being, standing and being in your power. Okay? If you want to get anything done in the world and our relationship with other people, knowing where you stand and your roles in the world, it all comes from that place of personal power. Basically, this is the ego. Your ego, your sense of I am. Who am I in this world and how am I showing up with other people in my relationships, in my family, in my community, in my work life? We all have to have that part of us strong. A lot of us think, oh, ego, bad. But if you didn't have an ego, a well-developed ego, you wouldn't be able to function in the world with other people. So we need that ego. The trouble is when the ego runs the show, when the ego thinks it's the be-all, end-all, that's when we get in trouble. So we need to have a sense of being able to live on purpose, live with determination and commitment and energy that we bring forth into the world in a powerful and skillful way. And that all comes from that third chakra. Okay? and it's connected with the element of fire. So it's your inner fire. Where is your inner fire leading you? Where are you driven to share your gifts in the world? That's your power center. So come into a little, we're going to fan that fire now. By reaching the hands forward, coming into a little squat, reaching the hands forward, taking a deep breath in, and on the exhale, with an exhale through the mouth going, ha! All right? Now give it a little attitude. Don't be shy here because this is all about exercising your personal power. So inhale, deep breath in, taking in that life force, and exhale with that, ha! Nothing is going to get in your way now. All right? Inhale, through the nose, exhale through the mouth, ha! Beautiful. Inhale, exhale. Ha! Clearing away all that is in your way. In your own mind, ha! Anything in your world, in your relationships, ha! In your work life, ha! Wherever there are obstacles in your path, you're going to clear them away with that strong breath. Okay? Ha! Feel your power as you fan that fire. Ha! Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Ha! Nice and loud. Ah! Don't hold that. This is a place where you can practice being powerful. Ah! Yeah. Ah! Strong. Ah! Yeah. Ah! Power. Ah! Ah! And one more. Ah! Okay, let's just do one more. Ah! Okay. Bring your hand to your solar plexus. And just feel the energy and feel the power. Feel the heartbeat. So from here, I invite you to come into a pose that's going to require a little bit of that inner fire, that inner commitment. Right? And it's a pose called Utkatasana, or chair pose. So if you're already in a chair, you're already there. But if you're standing, I invite you to sit down, bring your weight a little bit back into your heels. You're going to sit down as if you're sitting in a chair. Your hands can come right here into prayer position. Press into the palms. So if you're in a chair, you can work on pressing into the palms and feel your power there. So creating a frame with your arms. Okay? I call this the public restroom pose. And you ladies all know what I mean, you know? When we practice this, we strengthen the legs so that we don't have to sit on the seat. You know what I mean? Now, this pose is actually bringing together the first chakra because you can feel that fire building up in the legs, right? And the third chakra. Because the third chakra is going to give you the determination and the commitment and the inner fire to hold this pose for a few more breaths, to stay in challenging situations where we feel like, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do this. Your third chakra wakes up when you say, yes, I can. Let me hear you say, yes, I can. A little bit louder. Yes, I can. One more deep breath. Yes, I can. Just one more deep breath. Just a deep breath here. Yes, I can. Okay. Arms reach and rise. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Bring your hands together. Draw them down the center line of the body. Palm over palm. Honoring that power center. You are a powerful woman. Just know that and feel that. You can feel it in your legs right now, right? Feel it in your belly. From here, so we have our rootedness, our roundedness, our connection with earth. We have fluidity and grace and sensuality and pleasure. We have power and showing up in the world in all that we do as a powerful person, determined and focused. And then we get to come to the level of the heart. So the heart is all about our natural ability to love and to feel compassion. It's not so much romantic love. That's more down here, second chakra, more about intimacy and connection with others. This is more big love. This is about connection with the whole, connection, being in harmony with nature, being in harmony with one another. And like I say, our natural sense of compassion and love. So it's that sense of big love, connectedness with all of nature and all that is, and with other beings on the planet. But many of us have a lot of armoring here, a lot of places where we've been hurt or wounded. Often we see people who walk around with their shoulders kind of hunched over because we have that energetic psychological armoring around our heart actually creates shapes, physical habits in the body. Sometimes it's also because of physical habits like being like this all day in front of a computer. And so we have this caved-in sense around the heart that needs to be opened up. And we begin with the physical, and that works its way into the emotional and mental and energetic aspect of our being. So I want to begin by first inviting you to take a deep breath and reach your arms out in both directions, shoulder height. And from the middle finger on your left hand to the middle finger on your right hand, get a little bit wider. And notice what happens when you expand a little bit wider. The heart chakra is called the anahata, and it's connected with the element of air, connected with the lungs and the breath, and the arms and the shoulders. Turn the palms up. And spiral the arms open, so it's not just the palms that are turning up, but feel that opening all the way up the arms so the upper arms roll open and the shoulders drop down. Can you feel that in your heart? You feel how that activates the heart and spreads the heart wide? Arms and heart and lungs all connected. So this is a wonderful gesture of being open, of saying yes energetically, saying yes with your whole body, your whole being. Big breath in. And then bring the hands back behind you and interlace your fingers like this. Okay, this is called Yoga Mudra. And if you can, straighten your arms by drawing the shoulder blades toward one another, the wingtips of the shoulder blades toward the center of the spine. And feel how that spreads through the heart. Notice if there's an energetic shift here. Just in how you feel energetically when the heart is open. We begin with the physical and work toward the emotional and mental and spiritual and energetic. Take a deep breath in. And a few breaths here, in and out, as if you're breathing right in and out of that heart center. Let it be wide open. There's a poem by the great poet, Sufi poet Rumi, that said, open the window in the center of your chest and let the spirits fly in and out. So take a deep breath in, and you can either stay here, or if it's available to you, you can fold over your legs, reach your hands to the sky. Let the hands come up overhead, and maybe draw them as if you're going to draw them toward the center of the room. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then you can release the hands and roll up one vertebra at a time. Stacking bone on bone on bone. And then roll the shoulders. Just loosening up any tightness that's in the shoulders. So that heart chakra connecting with arms, shoulders, breath. Roll the other way. Circle the other way. Now the chakras aren't just in the front of the body. They're also there. We can think of them as spherical radiations of energy. Also, we have to focus on the back body as well. So I invite you to give yourself an embrace and see if you can walk your fingertips as close together as you can. Maybe hooking your fingers around the edge of your shoulder blade, or even bringing your two middle fingers together. They're probably not going to touch, but walking them toward one another. So we can spread open behind the heart, behind the shoulder blades. Yeah. Giving yourself some love, giving yourself an embrace, and spreading and opening behind the heart. And then release when you're ready, and just shake out the arms. Feel all that energy that's alive in your arms and in your chest and shoulders. Now, we're going to move up into the throat chakra. This is called the Vishuddha, the throat chakra. And it's also a place where many of us have blockages, energetic blockages. Many of us have wounds around our self-expression. This chakra is connected with the element of sound, and it's all about communication and self-expression and living out loud, all right? Being able to speak your truth and live your life, and live out loud, live from your truth, and express yourself through any of the creative ways that you feel called to do that. So it could be through speaking, singing, could be through visual art or writing. It's also about deep listening, because communication is a two-way experience. But many of us have had wounds in that area and have blockages in the throat chakra. Maybe it was your piano teacher when you were a child that slapped your hand when you were playing the piano and you played a wrong note. Or maybe it was your 6th grade choral director that said, hey, you mouth the words, you can't sing on key. Or maybe it was, some of us have had experiences like that. Maybe it was a parent or an older sibling that said to you, that you weren't creative, or whatever your expression was in the world wasn't good enough, or that you should shut up, or that children should be seen and not heard. Some of us were told that as little kids. And so that creates what's called a samskara, or a blockage in an impression that creates an energy block that affects us through our whole lives. Some people even go through their whole life feeling like they have a lump in their throat. Sometimes the most vulnerable thing that we can do is to speak our truth or to sing. Some people are more afraid of singing and public speaking than of death. It's a scary thing. So what I'm going to invite you to do now is to practice with me a little way that we can play with clearing out the throat chakra. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to come into that leg length apart stance again. And we're going to come again into the goddess pose. Goddess, we're going to do quite a bit of goddess today because it's a pose that embraces powerfully our feminine energy. And so opening up into that embracing the world pose, I'm going to invite you to take a breath known as the Kali breath. Kali is the goddess that clears away. She's the goddess of destruction and transformation. And she clears away whatever's in our way, mentally, emotionally, physically, clears away our illusions, clears away our doubts, clears away all the places where we don't believe in ourselves, clears away our fear. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in now and stick out your tongue, and with an exhale go. So you're going to bend the elbows and come down into that goddess stance. And let's do that again. Open up, and this time bring a little fierceness into that, okay? Wherever you were told that you can't express yourself, clear that out. And again, one more time. This time I want to see some fierce facial expressions, okay? Get really fierce in the face and really kind of like ugly in your face. Good, and opening up. Beautiful. Bring your hands down to your sides. And I'm going to invite you to step to one side. Step to one side of your space. And bring your hands right here to the throat chakra. All right, just in the hands in prayer, let your fingertips touch right there on the Adam's apple. I invite you to think of a time in your life where you wanted to say no, but you didn't. You didn't feel empowered enough to say no, to set a boundary. And maybe you felt violated, maybe you felt like some of your power was taken away because you didn't say no. Close your eyes for a moment and just bring into your mind and heart. Maybe that one relationship, that one person, that one situation, maybe it was a situation at work, maybe someone in your family, maybe someone you were in a relationship with where you wanted and needed to say no. And I'm going to invite you now to bring that into your mind and heart. Open your eyes and step out. Take a big step wide and come into that goddess pose. And together we're going to say no, loud and clear at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. No! And then step to the other side of your space. You can either slide or spring off your leg and come down. Bring your hands down to the throat chakra again. All right. And I'm going to invite you to do that again, because that first one was just practice. Okay? Bring that, maybe another situation to your mind and heart, or that same situation where you needed to say no. This time I want it a little louder and a little stronger. Take a deep breath in, let the arms raise up, step out, and let me hear you say no. No! And step to the other side of your space. I never do things just twice. 3rd time's a charm. So this time I want to give you to give it all you've got with the fullness of your being. Be and say and offer up that no with everything you've got. Deep breath in, arms reach and rise, step out and no! Step to the side of your space and take a moment just to feel what's alive in you. In that practice, we were bringing together the third chakra energy, that personal power, and letting it come through the throat. So the chakras work together, so you've got that third chakra of personal power assisting the energy of the throat to speak your truth. Sometimes it can help, we can feel shaky after that. Sometimes it can be a sense of maybe tears might flow. That's okay. You're freeing up energy, and that's a good thing. Now I want to invite you to think of a time in your life where you needed to say yes. Maybe you didn't feel quite the confidence or the power to say yes. Where in your life did you want to say yes? Maybe it's a situation happening right now. Maybe it's something that happened in the past. A missed opportunity where you could have said yes and you wanted to, but you just didn't quite feel ready. Bring that into your mind and heart. Now bring your hands to your throat chakra. Here we're going to take the energy of the heart. You see the ego, the no comes from the ego. That's the third chakra. The yes comes from the heart. The heart is always a yes. So where you want to say yes, maybe it's something coming up in the future, maybe it's something in the past you need to heal around. I'm going to invite you to step out again and offer with the fullness of your heart, through the openness of your throat chakra, that yes. Take a deep breath in, let the arms reach and rise. Step out and let me hear you say yes. Yes! Step to the other side of your space. See how different that feels. We're going to do that again. This time, I'm going to invite you to lift the edges of the mouth toward the ears, okay? Let your heart be open and your throat be open. Let's offer that yes with the fullness of our being. Inhale. And step out. Let me hear your yes. Yes! Step to the other side of your space. Beautiful. Once again, third time's a charm. This time, I want the walls and the ceiling to reverberate with the open-hearted power of your yes, because the world needs it. We all need your yes. Ready? Inhale. Let me hear you. Yes! And bring your hands back together and just feel that. Feel what's alive in you now, that you have fully embraced your yes. And give yourself permission to take that yes into the world from this moment on. And from here, I invite you to bring your hands in prayer to the center of the forehead, right between the eyebrows, and let the thumbs just gently rest there. This is your sixth chakra, known as Ajna, or third eye. It is the place of your own intuition, the place of higher knowing, the place where we can access that still small voice within. It is connected, this chakra is connected with the element of light. It's where we access our intuition and our own inner wisdom. Not knowledge, not what we can learn through books and study, but what we can feel intuitively when we learn to listen to that still small voice, our higher self. It's the place where we go in prayer and contemplation. All of us have that inner wisdom. All of us have that higher knowing. And when we come into stillness, that is when we can find access to it. So with eyes closed, I invite you to take a moment. You can just touch in to what's true for you right now. What is that still small voice telling you? there's a personal prayer that wants to come out, that bubbles up from within you that you want to acknowledge, take this time to perhaps to yourself silently offer a prayer of gratitude. Or offer an affirmation, or perhaps an asking for something that you're needing. Wisdom. It's always available to you, always accessible to you when we become still. And let the eyes open with a soft gaze. And I'm going to invite you to come into the Lotus Mudra with your hands, letting the 3 middle fingers open and keeping your thumbs and pinkies connected. Keep the heel of your hand connected. So it's like an opening flower. And the lotus is the symbol of our own spiritual awakening, our own enlightenment. And I invite you to bring that lotus flower up to the crown of your head, the Sahasrara, the crown chakra. So just let the heel of the hand rest, just hover above the crown of your head, because this chakra is not actually in your head, it hovers above the head. And it's depicted as the 1,000-petaled lotus that is continually opening its blossoms to the heavens. This is the chakra that connects you with the infinite, with God consciousness or divine energy, whatever you want to call it, goddess energy. Connects you with the infinite, your own mind with infinite mind. The highest level of consciousness. You are that as well. So taking this 1,000-petaled lotus and let those blossoms open and open. Open the hands, nice and wide. Big breath in. As you open to the infinite, as you open to your own divinity and to the possibility of your own awakening. And bring the hands back together to return to your heart. You are that. And then letting your eyes open with a soft gaze. Those of you who have yoga mats may want to be on your yoga mats for this. Others can do it simply on the mat. We're going to begin to just explore a few poses that bring together all those different levels of consciousness and activate those different chakras. No, we're not going down on your mat. We're still standing. We're still standing. Okay? So come with your feet hip width apart. Okay. Are you ready to be powerful women warriors? Because that's what we're going to do now. Feet width apart. I'm going to invite you to step about a leg length back. And you can bring your heel in about 45 degrees. And your foot is flat here. Other options, some of you may want to do warrior on the ball of your foot, but it's a little bit more of a balance challenge. So you'll feel more steady and grounded if your back foot is down. Heel turned in, toes turned out about 45 degrees, hips facing straight forward, because warrior energy is about facing your fears or whatever you need to confront head on, okay? If you are in a chair, you can actually take the chair if you want to, and you can be in a warrior in your chair like this. You can sit in the chair, and you can turn sideways and just sit with like one butt cheek on the chair and let one leg stretch out. Yes, there you go. All right. And so from here, the warrior energy activates first chakra as we root down into the earth. Root that tailbone straight down, so bring the pubic bone a little bit forward. Front knee is over the ankle, back leg is straight, the back foot's rooted down into the earth, the front foot is rooted down into the earth. Feel this is a powerful pose, connecting with earth, grounded, rooted, supported. Third chakra active here. This is your warrior center, your center of personal power, right here. And then arms reach and rise to the sky. All right. There's lots of ways that we can show up in the world as warrior. Sometimes we need our fierceness. So you can bring your hands together into that fierce warrior pose, sword-like arms, when you really need to show up in a way that is powerful and strong, showing your determination and your courage. Sometimes we need to be more celebrated as warrior, a little bit more playful. So if that feels better on your shoulders, or that's what you're feeling today, we can be a celebrative warrior. Sometimes we need to be a contemplative warrior, bringing your hands again to the third eye. There's great power in stillness. Sometimes you need to be goddess warrior, Shakti warrior, bringing that powerful feminine energy into the world. And sometimes, bring the hands behind your back. We need to show up as courageous warriors. The most courageous thing that we can do as a warrior is to live with an open heart. So bringing that heart chakra into it. Big breath in. Those of you who want to take humble warrior can bow forward. You can just come forward part way or all the way down, reaching the hands to the sky. That's optional, okay? And then release your hands and sweep them forward and up. Bring your hands back to your heart, bringing your different polarities together and step up. Feel the difference between one side of your body and the other. Feel the strength in your legs. Step back with the other leg, about a leg length, heel turns in 45 degrees. Square the hips, the headlights of your hips are shining straight forward. Hands come to the sky. I want to invite you to come in to whatever expression of warrior feels like what you are needing in your life right now. Do you need to be more fierce? Do you need to be more playful and celebrative? Maybe you need to really embrace your joy, and that's a warrior edge for you. That's a growing edge for you. Maybe you need more stillness and contemplation. Maybe you need to bring that powerful feminine energy. So just come into think about where you're needing to show up as warrior today. In your life, in your relationships, in your own work, in your creativity, in your own loving yourself, in your caring for your beloveds. What is it you want to cultivate? So express that with your arms. Maybe you just need more courage. You can open the heart nice and wide. Big breath in. And if you want to take that humble warrior, if you need more humility in your life, then you do that. Yeah. Let the arms rise back up, palms come together, and back to the heart. Beautiful. All right, just shake out one leg. Shake out the other leg. I'm going to invite you now to come down to your mat. And if you don't have a mat, we have a nice comfortable rug. It's pretty clean. I invite you to come down onto the floor. If you're not comfortable being on the floor, you can sit in a chair. This part. Come onto your back. Can we turn the lights down a little bit? Where are the lights? I'm not sure where the light switch is. And with your feet, we're going to take the bridge pose. I'm going to invite you to bring your feet so they're flat on the mat and your heels lined up with the center of your buttocks. Try to bring your heels close enough to your hips that you can actually touch, if you can, bring the middle finger of your hands to touch your heels. If they don't touch, that's okay. And you don't want your feet quite so wide. You want them to be lined up with your buttocks. All right, your knees are pointed up toward the air. Your feet are down on the mat. And you're lying down. And you close your eyes if the lights are too harsh. Let your hands come down to your sides. And I'm going to invite you to imagine that your sign is a string of pearls. And you are going to lift that string of pearls, one pearl at a time, off of the mat, starting with your tailbone. Each vertebra of your spine is one of those pearls. So as you inhale, see if you can lift the tailbone off of the mat, your sacrum off of the mat. Those are 3 pearls kind of fused together. And then your low back, 1 vertebra at a time. Breathing in slowly, rolling the spine up till you get all the way between the shoulder blades. Lift it high. And then we're going to roll back down. Before you hold your bridge, we're going to do a few rolls. So you're going to lower that string of pearls down 1 pearl at a time. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can do these rolls with us like this by sitting on the front edge of your chair and bringing your heart forward and taking a little back bend. And exhale, just like that standing cow that we did. So we're moving the spine and undulating it, rolling up and down. So with each inhale, roll that string of pearls up, lift it 1 pearl at a time. Hips lift, middle back lifts, upper back lifts, chest lifts. Open the heart, and then roll back down 1 pearl at a time. Try 1 more round of that, rolling up. See if you can isolate each vertebra, lifting and lowering, 1 at a time. And the next time you roll into your bridge pose, see if you can hold 3 to 5 breaths. Getting the hips higher than the heart, and the heart higher than the head. Activates the heart chakra as you open the heart, press the top of the chest toward your shin. Press your hands down into the floor. It's available to if you're experienced yogi and want to interlace your fingers onto the body, squeezing your shoulder blades toward one another. You can do that. Lift the hips high. Breathe and enjoy it. And anytime you need to come out, you can come out. You can come out sooner than 3 to 5 breaths. If you're sitting in a chair, you can interlace your fingers and spread your heart. Never do that too many times. Never do that over your heart too many times. Nice and wide. And when you're ready to come down, you can slowly roll down with control from the top of from the shoulders, between the shoulders, all the way down, 1 pearl at a time. Lay that string of pearls down. Draw your knees in toward your chest. We invite you to come into the pose we call Happy Baby. It's one of my favorite yoga poses. So hug your thighs in toward your chest and place your feet, stick your feet up toward the sky. So the soles of the feet are facing the sky. Great. Wonderful. We don't want the lights all the way off. We just want them dim. A little bit dimmer. Thank you so much. That's now a little bright. We want them dimmer. Just dim. A little dimmer than that. No, it's okay. It is what it is. Okay. So the soles of the feet face the sky, and you can grab your feet if you can grab with your fingers your big toes, or you can grab the outside of your feet, or you can grab the inside of your feet. And if it's hard to reach your feet, then you can grab your ankles or behind your thighs. You want your knees spread nice and wide, so you're drawing the knees down on either side of your rib cage. Now I invite you to become a happy baby. You can play for a little bit. You can rock side to side. You want to bend your knees and draw the knees down on either side. All right, babies. All you babies out there, listen up. I can tell babies to listen up. I want to remind you, I love this pose because it's a loved every part of you. Okay? And that is your birthright, right? You are. If you want to put your throw in your mouth, you can. Okay, so bring your knees together and make your legs like an L shape, like you're sitting in a chair. And let your hands come out to T position. And just let the knees fall down to one side. All right, so you're going to come into like a twisted chair. Your bottom half and twist. And let the head turn in the opposite direction of your knees. Final twist. You're going to keep your knees bent, try to keep your knees in the same height as your hips. And just close your eyes and take a deep breath. And let it go. And another deep breath. And let it go. And when you're ready, draw the knees back up to center and let the knees float down to the other side. And relax into the spinal twist. On this side, turning your head in the opposite direction of your knees, keeping your knees at hip height. Find your breath. And then from here, I invite you to bring your knees back up to center. We're going to come into the pose Shavasana, the corpse pose, which activates all 7 chakras. And this is considered in yoga to be the hardest pose because it's about completely letting go of releasing. So you're going to stretch your legs out in front of you. Your feet are going to be a little wider than your hips. Let the toes just flop out naturally in opposite directions. Close your eyes. I know the lights are bright, but if you close your eyes a little better. Bring your hands down to your sides. Turn your palms up because this is a posture of receiving. That's what this practice is. Receiving all of that prana, all of that life force. If you're sitting in a chair, just turn your palms up on your lap so that you're also in that gesture of receiving. So there's nothing you need to do here. Nothing you need to achieve. Nothing you need to accomplish. There's no one that you need to take care of. No one else that you need to show up for. You just need to get all doing out of the way, all striving, all efforting out of the way, and simply receive that prana moving through you, that life energy. And I invite you to bring your attention to the Muladhara, or root chakra, which is that swirling energy at the base of your spine. And you can sense it in the area of the perineum. It is that which is responsible, that aspect of consciousness that's responsible for your physical survival. It's kept you alive, safe, grounded, fed and sheltered, and connected with the earth. sacral chakra is spinning just below your navel. And it awakens your sexuality, draws you toward pleasure, and helps you find emotional connection with others. It connects you with the water element, with flow. So allow yourself to open to pleasure and flow, bringing your attention there. Manipura means lustrous jewel, and it is shining in the center of your solar plexus. It is your will, your sense of power, your self-identity. It allows you to show up in the world powerfully and get things done. It is the fire within. Just notice that and sense that in the area of the solar plexus. Know that you are that. The Anahata, or heart chakra, lives in the center of your chest and opens you to love. It opens you to compassion and to finding balance in your life. It is the bridge chakra, the central point and connector between the lower and the higher chakras. It is associated with air and breath and pulse. Allow yourself to open to that energy of life and love. The Vishuddha is your throat chakra. It's your key to self-expression, communication and creativity. Is connected with sound and with the element of ether. As you move through your life, may you honor your creativity and full expression. The Ajna, third eye, is right between the eyebrows, and it blesses you with intuition, with imagination, higher wisdom, and clairvoyance. It is connected with light. Let's open to that intuition, that light streaming in. Just bringing your attention right there, the center of the planet. Above the crown of the head is the Sahasrara, the beautiful 1,000-petal lotus. It actually hovers above your head, extending beyond your physical body. It opens you to the divine, to universal consciousness and bliss. You can visualize light pouring in out of the top of your head and expanding to infinity. These swirling vortexes of energy are different frequencies that make up who you are, in heart, in mind, in body, and spirit. Allow your awareness of them to be a celebration of your multidimensional self, joyfully exploring all these realms as you move through the experience of being human. Begin to deepen your breath and bring some movement to your fingers and toes. Slowly bend the knees and hug your knees in toward your chest if you're lying down. And you can roll over onto one side. Take a moment to pause there in the fetal position, the very first yoga posture you ever did. And slowly press yourself up to a seated position. It's traditional in the yoga practice to end with the sound of Om. Om is the sound that expresses our wholeness and our connectedness to all that is. So as you bring the palms together, honoring all those dimensions of self that you are. Those of you who wish to, please share with me in the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And with the salutation, Namaste. The divine in me sees and bows to the divine in you. Namaste.